Hello, welcome to Canary Wharf. Today we're going to be flying on the RJ85, otherwise known as the BAE146. Let's head to London City Airport to catch our CityJet flight over to Dublin. On the DLR it's a 20-ish minute journey between Canary Wharf and City Airport with some stunning views outside of the window. And if you stand on the right like I did, you'll get some views of the runway as you approach the airport. The terminal here is really small and it wasn't designed for the number of flights or number of passengers that it gets today. Self-checking kiosks are in between the station and the entrance to the main terminal. I have checked in online, but you can't beat a paper boarding pass, and the machine was easy enough to use. Once retrieved, I headed inside where you'll find a few shops on the left and the main British Airways check-in area to the right. What you see here is the extent of the landside operation, departures and arrivals. For me, I need to head up the escalator towards security and head into the departure lounge. The lounge has your familiar favourite shops inside: WH Smith, duty free, there's plenty of places to sit, and don't forget there's a Dixon's Travel and a Boots. In search of some apron views, I headed up one of the piers and sat down at gate 5. If you're looking for it, there's also a water fountain this way too, and it's rare to find one with a green filter. Well done, City Airport. The seats here are actually pretty comfortable. You've got a padded seat with armrest, a drinks holder and some power. I caught this lot E195 landing just as I sat down, which turned out to be coming to this gate. Here's a full 30-minute turnaround in only 30 seconds. The teams here at City work really efficiently, turning the aircraft round, taking passengers off, putting them back on, cleaning and refuelling. It's a really impressive operation. One of the key selling points of City Airport is just how late you can arrive to catch your flight. The airport prides itself on being able to check in only 20 minutes before your departure time. I was here 2 hours before for today's flight. Departure time today is 8:45 and my aircraft's almost here. Today's aircraft, Echo India Romeo Juliet India, a 21-year-old BAE146, the regional jet with 4 engines operated by CityJet on behalf of Aer Lingus. The aircraft, when they park at City, are greeted by the terminal. They come right up to the glazing before turning right towards the runway. Boarding was swift, and after a small wait at the bottom of the stairs, it's onto the tarmac. I'm so excited about this flight. This is a jet that I've wanted to fly on for so long. As we board, let's use the latest version of this jet, parked up at Manchester, to strip back the skin. Let's see what's behind those interior fittings. Let's strip back that emergency exit as we get on board. Thanks. The cabin seats 6 abreast in a dense configuration, although a 2-3 arrangement is also common. You can see how all the space within the fuselage is absolutely maximised. Here's this set of 3 well padded seats. Before we take off, let's have a look at the safety card.
Securely under the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers. As we prepare for departure, may we please ask you to select flight mode on all electronic devices.
We had a slight delay before pushback, whilst the wings were checked for ice. Thankfully nothing found today, and we are on our way to Dublin. I'm sat in seat 12A, which lines me up well to get a great view of the wings' moving parts. You'll see the flaps moving around quite a bit in this video.
In preparation for takeoff, please ensure that your seat belt is fastened, your seat back is in the fully upright position, and that your tray table is stowed away. Window blinds should be in the fully open position, and please double check to ensure that all electronic devices have been placed in flight mode until we land.
It's a super short taxi out to runway 9 for my first exhilarating takeoff at City Airport. Now we're airborne, let's look at the seat. It's an older model of seat on this ageing aircraft with a full-size tray table. Up top, everyone gets a reading light and an air vent, and here's what it looks like stripped back. The seat itself does recline slightly, and there is more than enough legroom for an hour flight. Each seat also features a coat hook, which I personally quite like. In the seat pocket, which is located just in front of your knees, you'll find the sick bag, your buy on board menu, and the in-flight magazine. Despite the aircraft's age, I think the cabin has aged quite well. You'll notice these smaller overhead lockers towards the centre of the cabin. This is where the wing joins the fuselage, and I believe where one of the fuel tanks is located. You can see the various flap settings here, which, like most control surfaces on this aircraft, are cable operated. Here's the system leaving the flight deck above the cockpit door. You can see the pulleys and cable. I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing 4 engines out of the window, but unfortunately it does seem like the end is nigh for 4-engined aircraft. The future is in doubt for these RJ85s, as Aer Lingus has recently terminated the CityJet contract for this route, and this was one of the last strongholds where you could catch this aircraft. Having just left the North Welsh coastline, it's time to start our descent into runway 28 at Dublin. Here's a close-up for you of the flap arrangement on this aircraft. The aircraft parks up in what is essentially Terminal 1, meaning a good 15-minute walk to Terminal 2, where we could then enter Dublin. As we disembark, here's another look under the skin. Here you can see the optional front boarding stair not fitted to this aircraft. So, what did you think of the RJ85? I would love to know in the comments. I'd also really like to know what you thought of the cutaways to the aircraft that's been stripped out in this video. If you liked it, or even if you didn't, please do let me know. I've got a backlog of videos to take me right through the next few months, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on those. That's it for this one, we'll see you next time.